that we are good in friendship as well as in love. And not a lot of people do that. But also what I said before is the fact that he says he says what he means and he means what he says. So, to me, that's a stand-up character. Now, with the situation that's going on in this world, everything is 2 weeks. Everything is 2 weeks, and nothing is the truth. Everything is fabricated.
Oh, yeah.
And Dabs is not like that. Dabs is a man that's going to tell you the truth, whether you like it or not. But he's going to try to say it as nicely as possible. And he's not going to lie. He may tell a joke that might not be true, but, he's not going to lie. Stuff like that. And so I like that in a person, not just a man, but in a person. And what's going on in the world with, our leaders are not being truthful to us. They're not being stand-up characters. They're not fighting for us like they should. Only thing they're worrying about whether they're going to be able to keep their job or be sued by somebody later on. To us, they're not being stand-up characters. They're not.
Somebody else in Facebook land said they thought she heard Beyonce too. So I ain't crazy.
I did too, man. I thought that's what she said at first.
But I ain't crazy.
That's because I was like, she said Beyonce. She didn't say Beyonce.
Thank you, Sarah. I appreciate that. Thank you.
Go ahead, Miss Kim.
I said Beyonce.
Listen, Bean, we knew what she said because we know her accent. That muddled South Carolinian, Floridian, New Yorker accent. That's why we knew what she said.
And that reminded me of your mother always like, you know who you are.
Exactly.
Go ahead, Miss Kim.
I just want to take the time, and I know I don't normally say this, but it's come a time that sometimes you have to give people their flowers. But I want to say I value DFG. I value the time he takes up with his young men, his sons. I have watched him grow. I've watched DFG. We've had our ups and downs. He has always had my back. I know on the show a couple of times, he has said that I had his back, but he has definitely had my back. He always looked out for me. I have no family here. He is my family. I'm gonna have to say he takes good care of Kim. And there's so much going on in the world now. And I've lost a lot of people along the way. And sometimes we don't stop and give people their flowers that do their flowers. And like I said, I don't bring a lot of things forth, but I do want to say to him that I do value him a lot. He's been in my corner as well as me being in his, and I just appreciate him. And that's all I want to say.
I appreciate you, Miss Kim. Always. I just try to be the best person I can.
Yeah, he's all right.
Yeah, I know. Tell me about it.
He's all right.
I mean, and my girls are crazy about him. And when they came for the first time to Virginia to visit, he entertained them, and they just love him to death.
They say nice things about me, but then again, Daniel does, and until I don't give him what he wants.
Listen, I appreciate what you just said, Kim, because he needs all the bouquets and forever roses and baby's breath, which are for good luck.
Yes.
And prosperity. He needs all of the flowers because he's not only there for you and yours, he's here for his. He's here for mine. He's here for y'all's. And yeah, like I said, if I ever win the lottery, my brother is in for it. He is going to be spoiled rotten to where he's going to be like, all right, get out of my face. You're doing too much. Like,
Oh, you know, I was going to say that. You know, you already
I was
know.
about to say, he gonna wind up giving it right back to you. But
That's why I do
I
things he
want to
can't
say that
give
I'm
back.
glad that I want to say I appreciate you saying that about him, because he's a person that don't really like, for you to praise
Right.
him and stuff like that. But it's also good I tell him it's also good for people to say that, so you know that you're being appreciated, because you have been there for a lot of people. And even when people don't realize that you're there for them, you are there for them. You know what I mean? I was joking earlier, say, yeah, you're all right, but you know what I meant, because you
I know
know
what you
that
meant,
you're
because we're
always there
related.
for, yeah, you're always there for everybody that you have come in contact with, so thank you, Kim, for bringing that up, because he is a good man,
Yes, he
so thank
is.
you.
I appreciate it. Usually I'll be like, no, but sometimes you just gotta accept the fact that it is what it is. And like I said, I appreciate all of y'all. Like I said, everybody who's in the room, everybody who's in YouTube land that know me and have met me, everybody's had a positive influence on my life. Some less positive than others, but they had a positive. They helped me be the person that I am today, which brings us back to the essence of what makes someone valuable. It's not about the resources they have, although they're important. That's not the reason, but the impact that they create, the respect they earn, and the legacy they leave behind. When we do things like that, we have to understand that life is short. Sometimes you're going to need help. Sometimes you're going to have to help somebody, but don't do it. Be cheerful in giving. That's in the Bible. That's not me just saying that. That's in the Bible. And do what's right for the right sake. And you don't have to be religious to do that. You be the best person you can be. Otherwise, you're not living your full life. And I'm kind of not feeling well today. Them BGs be acting up, and I don't mean the night fever, Saturday Night Fever ones, but I'm gonna cut this one a little short tonight. I'm gonna give y'all some of your time back, but I appreciate everybody who's on here. And as we wrap up today's episode, I encourage you to think about your own journey. Are you embodying the qualities that convey value? Are you challenging the idea that wealth is the sole measure of success? Remember, the real essence of value lies in your actions, your ethics, and your contributions. Money might add sparkle, but it's the person behind the wealth who truly shines. Thank you for joining me today on DFG's Corner Emporium. If you enjoyed the conversation, don't forget to subscribe, leave a review, and share the episode with anyone you might find it meaningful. Until next time, keep striving for integrity, discipline, and a life of true value. And before we go, I gotta shout out my co-host. I'm gonna start off with Bean, who's always lean and never green or mean.
all right, y'all. Like I say, subscribe, like, comment, share, and come on in and give us your opinion and your options and all of that. We need all of that. And I'm grateful again for my family. I'm grateful for my family on YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, and everything else in the interwebs. Peace out. I'm out of here. Have a good night.
All right, Miss Apple.
Good night, everyone. Once again, it was a great show, and I just want to leave everybody with this. No matter how much value you put into other people, make sure you value yourself first and foremost. Good night.
Very, very profound. I love that. That's what I love about you. You always have a profound word. Chocolate Pearl.
You had to have me go behind her with that. Come on now.
Hey.
I just want to thank everybody. Sorry that I was late, but I'm always trying to get there and try to do what I got to do. But thank you for coming on. Like, share, and subscribe, and come back next week when we have a better topic than today, and then
But
more
you didn't
excitement.
like my topic?
No, I'm just saying, oh gosh, I'll take things out of context. Man, I love the topic. I'm just saying it's going to be a better one next week if you didn't cut it off.
Okay. I'll take that.
Every week is going to be better and better and better, if that's
It needs to
a
get that.
word, which is not.
Don't forget to tell a phone and tell a friend that DFG's Corner is coming back again every Tuesday night, 8:30 p.m. Eastern. And if you want to join the conversation, come on Zoom. I'm also on Facebook Live, YouTube Live, TikTok Live, Instagram Live. If you got another live, if you got a subject, you can email me at DELITE7 at gmail.com. Just tell me what if you want, and we'll bring it up. I'll bring it up to the team. And if it's an interesting and thoughtful subject, I'll talk about it. And I want to thank, like I said, I want to thank everybody who usually comes on. My family, y'all ain't guests, like I said, y'all family. And you're always gonna treat your vice. You're always gonna treat your family like family. Sometimes we argue, sometimes we fight, but we all, in the end, we all love each other. And I want y'all to know, if you can't laugh at yourself, find somebody else to laugh at. This is DFG signing out for tonight. Y'all have a great one.
On the behalf of myself, DFG, Chocolate Pearl, Apple, and Bean, we want to thank you for watching our show. Please come back, like, share, and subscribe. Peace.